Well, we are live. I did say I would carry on doing them. We have one or two people who do pop in occasionally through the stream. We also have got a bad cough as well. We also have a couple of people that seem to review this later and play it at their own time and their own leisure. Thank you very much for those people. It's getting cold here now. It's getting cold. It's south of England. Oh dear, some meningitis playing up, isn't it? I had an interesting week. So we're going to start with going through this week's plan, and we're on week 7 and 15. So at the end of that, and then we're going to go through one or two little gripes and things that I've seen about the plan and how it's going forward. So we'll probably do the things that we see going forward and then the gripes at the end. So we started on Monday, guys. It's another one of those nice, easy, long runs. And to be honest, I enjoy them in 9 minutes 5, 10 minutes 5. Intervals... 5-minute warm up, 30 minutes running, 10 minutes running, and then the 5-minute cool down. Enjoyed it, really did. I did slightly more than I needed to be honest. We did 92% accuracy on that, and it seems to be yeah. You should give up running, I think. No. Don't agree with me. And we did really well. And that's usually where that is. I don't do badly on the long runs for that, to be honest. Then we did stride repeats on Tuesday. It said this comes along. It seems to be doing it every 2 weeks. And I'll still tell you something about how it repeats it and how it either improves it or takes the plan forward or back in a minute. So the stride repeats have been reduced. So they're distance based, very short distance. So 400 meters these were at 7 minutes per mile. How many did we have? We had a warm up, then we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we had 12 lots of repeats of 400 meters at 7 minutes per mile. I didn't do too badly, to be honest. I think I did. If you look at the actual the graph, it's pretty much spot on. It doesn't give you it's not actually 7 minutes per mile, is it? It's stride repeat. So this is actually the 180 so on this one it was 180 cadence, and I put the metronome on, so that's why it doesn't give you a percentage. And that happened to turn out at 400 meters at around 7 minutes per mile, between 7 and 7:25 per mile, which is interesting for today's result. And I will give you the chart for cadence. If it gives it me, should be down here. So typical couple of you can see I'm not actually too far away. I'm pretty much spot on. But I've got the metronome, and I'm reading to the metronome, so it shouldn't be too different. I have noticed that although you're sort of sticking to the metronome and trusting it, it's still, when you actually look at some of them are very, very accurate, and they're running quite well to what you would expect. And then others just seem to either forget it as that one does. And then, oh, hang on a minute, we're down below the red. Where's the red come from? Why am I doing 110 in two places there when actually I wasn't doing 110 for half that sprint? No way on earth. So sometimes it just doesn't locate the pump of the arm, and that can really sort of mess it up a bit. Probably why Garmin don't give you an accuracy percentage at the end of it, which is fair enough. It's fair enough. They can't if they can't prove the accuracy, then they're not going to claim that you didn't stick to the plan, are they? But looking at it, you can see that you've done well, and you come out of it feeling quite well. Now, Wednesday was one of those long runs, but it turned into a progressive run, and I did really well. But the problem is with Garmin's progressive run is that it's 1 hour 10. I just pull it up. It's 5 minutes warm up. It's an hour at 9 minutes 5 to 10 minutes 5, and that skews your accuracy percentage at the end, because I know I can do really well at that, and if you get 97% at your 1 hour run, you can see that when you hit the 10 minutes at 8 minutes per mile, you can pretty much not hit that if you want to and still get a good percentage. Fortunately, I can do 10 minutes at 8 minutes per mile and come out of that pretty much on form. Then it's a 5 minutes at 7 minutes per mile. Now, I managed to do this, and I managed to do it quite well, although I didn't manage the full 5 minutes. And I'm a little bit worried about that, because I know that I should be able to do at least 5 or 6 minutes. I should be able to do 5 minutes at 7 minutes. So we had a high. Well, I think we had about 80% accuracy, which is pretty good. So I'm up to that point, I'm quite happy. And then on Thursday we did an easy run. So please stay, because there's some important facts that I've sort of found out over this week. Another easy run, 45 minutes long. Yeah, and you can imagine it's just a nice workout. What was my accuracy? It was quite high, 94%. I actually thought I was going to get 100%, but going downhill I might speed up too much. I always do, don't I? Brings me to today. Now, I've been feeling pretty ropey today, and I just didn't feel at my best. I managed to get only 22% accuracy on this. Now, these were 8 7 minutes per mile runs. So 8 7 minutes per mile runs for 800 meters. Now, I know for half a mile, I should be able to do 7 minutes per mile. My personal best mile for last year was 7 minutes and 6, and I'm not being too far away from that. I've been a little bit slower, but on a few occasions this year I've managed to do 7 minutes and 19, 7 minutes and 20. So to do between 7 minutes and 5 and 7 minutes and 20 should have been quite easy to do. So I was quite disappointed to find that I just couldn't keep that pace up, and that red for me, that low achievement score was something that I've really got to try and work on. I've got to try and get that speed back that I had last year, and I had at the beginning of this year, but I just don't see. I mean, you can do it that way, and a typical. This is the fourth of eight runs, fourth and third, fourth, and fifth. As you can see, I'm not far off, but then you can see where I just slow down to a crawl, and I just have to take a break. So that's not very good. So we finished on a bit of a downer. Now, I want to go back because I took the Garmin training for a reason, and that was because they say that if you get high percentages, you will move through quicker. And if you don't hit them, it will automatically pull it back and start slowing the training down, or not going as fast through the steps. Now, last year I was doing really well, and I was getting high percentages all the way through. And my problem with that was it never increased. It didn't increase by any decent amount. In fact, looking at what we're doing this year, the year after, it's almost a carbon copy. So it never really took last year to me being like 95%. There was a couple of times, I think it was once where it asked me to do 7 minutes per mile for 10 minutes. Absolutely miles away. But everything else I was like spot on. So either it took that and thought, actually, he's not ready to push this plan forward, and just kept it going. Was that probably the only explanation? But this year I did these speed repeats 4 weeks ago, right at the beginning, and I did awful. Probably about the same. Probably about the same. And I remember thinking, oh, speed repeats, I won't be doing those again. I'm trying to look. See, last week I did 46% at speed runs. 1 minute, but they were in 1 minute chunks rather than in half a mile. Which is probably, so they've doubled the distance, and I've gone through the floor. But the 2 weeks before that, I had a pretty bad reaction to their, let's do speed runs. I'll just try and find it for you, but it was quite. Is it that one? Yeah, 25%. So it must have been that one. So 4 weeks ago, right near the beginning, it asks you to do 5 minutes at 7 minutes per mile. And of course I'm thinking, oh shit, I didn't do very well, 25%. And I'm thinking that's not good at all, is it? And then, so it took it from 5 minutes. The next time I did it 2 weeks later, it was for a lot less than that, and there was more intervals. So more intervals of a shorter distance. And then because I did reasonably well, it's now doubled them in size, and I've done badly again. So it does seem to be, at least with the speed runs, trying to edge back, edge him forward again, edge back, edge him forward again. The other bits are mainly trying to get us to do a certain cadence, so like 180, or it's trying to give me 180 all the time, which is really good, but it's not, because of the arm swing not being, as I've shown you, not actually being very accurate on the watch. You can get gluts of it missing an arm swing. So you're doing it to the beep of the watch, but the watch isn't, the metronome isn't really, it's helping you keep to 180, but it's not actually being registered as 180. Like I showed in there, it was, some of it was a long spell of 110, but I wasn't doing 110 because I've got the metronome on. So they tend to stay the same, and they tend to just alter it a little bit as far as the number of intervals that you do, but they're always 180. So I'm okay with that. It's the speed ones that I'm sort of not really getting along with. Now, gripes. So today I'm running with music because speed wise. I've worked out that I should be roughly around 720 if I've got my music at about 176 beats per minute. And if I do a nice long stride at that, I can just touch the edge 7 minutes 20, 7 minutes 15, perhaps on a really good push. But I kept getting these damned awkward, oh, you're going too fast. And I looked at my watch once, at second or third of the 8 intervals, and okay, I'm doing 6:15 instead of 7:05 to 7:20, and it's maxing out at you're going too fast. So I slowed down, and I slowed down. I thought, no, I can't slow down this much. I'll do to the music. So I went to the music, and all of a sudden I saw it go dick, dick, dick. You're going too slow. And no kidding, I kept on at this pace thinking, this is insane. And I looked at my watch, and suddenly it said, you're doing 7 minutes 25. And I'm thinking, well, that's not right at this bloody end. It's near green. It's almost at green. You should be showing me, not flat on, you're going way too slow. I was 5 seconds away from being in line, and it was really annoying. So Garmin, change it. It's shit. The averages and where where your target is and where the line is, it just bears no resemblance. I keep getting it sticking on maximum. You're going too fast. So you slow down a bit, and then all of a sudden it whacks it all the way through. Whacks it all the way, like I did the microphone, all the way through to you're going too slow. And I looked at my watch and I think, well, hang on a minute, I'm literally 3 or 4 or 5 seconds too slow. You shouldn't be sticking all the way down there. So I carried on at the same pace that I was doing. And after about 30 seconds, a minute, it slowly went click, click, and I'm right in the middle. And I thought, that's so disheartening when you're running. And you say, I'm still going too slow. I'm still going to... And you're not. It's Garmin's insistence on putting a long averaging out spell, and they tried changing the program early this year, and it's sort of it has worked and it hasn't. It's a little bit better than it was, but hell, it's still causing a lot of annoyance. And like I said last week, I think the idea here is that they're trying to get you not to use the watch. They're trying to get you to think, right, I know this pace, because all the professionals are out. They don't use a watch. They know their pace. So what they're trying to get us to do is just use his head, use the pace. I get that, but it's nice to be able to just get confirmation now and again from your watch that you're doing around either in the target range, or if you're not in it, that I'm not too far out of it. Not if you're just a little bit out of it, we'll give him a great big red flag and slop it straight to the left hand side, and you're way too slow. So that's my gripe. It is a little annoying. Well, it's very annoying. The other thing is, I think that the plan doesn't really check. They say it changes to how well you're doing your run, I'm not doing the sprinting as well as I should be doing, because I opened this. It asks you, are you a sprinter or naturally a long distance runner? I'm naturally a sprinter. I'm naturally a 5k stroke, occasionally a 10k runner. So to be suddenly running, training for a half marathon, it's pretty different. Because I like doing the shorter, quicker runs. So for me to be not doing as well at 7 minutes per mile is actually quite worrying, because obviously as you get older, your muscles your muscle mass disappears and you can't get it back. So I'm determined to try and make sure I can get back to this ability to do sort of 5Ks at 7 minutes per mile, because I should be able to do these intervals with my eyes closed. So a little bit disappointing on that. I think that what they should do is add more intervals in the middle. What this watch did is, when I didn't do well at the speed repeats, instead of putting it 2 weeks later, it put it the next week. So I got that week duplicated the week after, which is fine, but you've got to make it, I think, a little bit more intelligent in this guy doesn't need these little bits. He says he's a sprinter, so therefore we need to be able to get back to those longer, push him for these longer things, not just, he can't do them, we'll lob it back to a 20-second sprint. So I think there needs to be a little bit more intelligence in how they adapt and change the plan. However, that's only a minor thing. The major thing is this bloody averaging out of the speed doesn't work. It just when you look at it after you've been running 4 minutes, well, even 3 minutes, and you're thinking, there's another 2 minutes left. I'm still forget it. Just have a walk, and we'll sprint and see if we can get it back that way. But yeah, it's disheartening, and that's the one thing that I've noticed about this plan, which is not the plan's fault. It's the Garmin watch's inability to average out your pace on a sort of consistent basis that's not too shorter average, so it's going up and down, but it's not this huge average where it just sticks one way and just never moves. So that's my main gripe. But I hope one or two people listen. I hope a couple of people have actually come in and out. And I hope you enjoyed it, because I will keep on doing it, and hopefully I'll start to just improve a little bit on those speed runs, and I intend to do a couple of extra speed sessions just to see if I can just muster up a bit more energy. I think part of it was the sheer length of this, and I think I just didn't take enough gels soon enough. I think I left that a little bit too late, because once you've drained your energy resources, you should have been already topping them up, and I think I was just a little bit too late on the topping them up. So that was probably my issue. But I leave it with you that the Garmin watch and its averaging out of pace is phenomenally annoying. And that the way it sticks at maximum and then you're going too fast and then whacks completely to the opposite side, sticks on you're going too slow, is really, really annoying. Garmin, if you're watching, change it. It's a real pain in the arse. It's John S signing out for another week on my half marathon training plan by Garmin. Thank you very much.